Hi, fourth graders. Today we are on lesson 101, Tables and Schedules, and new concept begins on page 640. Okay, we have studied graphs that present information, and today we are presenting number information in a table. Okay, for example 1, here's the table. You can see we have mountains, and then we're measuring those mountains in feet and meters, and this is how they're presenting the information in this table. So use the information in this table to answer the questions that follow. So A says the Matterhorn is how many meters taller than Pikes Peak. So here I have the Matterhorn, and it says how many meters, so that's in this column. So Matterhorn is that in meters, and Pikes Peak, right below it, is this in meters. So 4,478 compared to 4,301. So we're figuring out how many meters taller it is, so we're going to find the difference between them, how much taller it is. So we subtract Matterhorn from Pikes Peak, and we find out that it is 177 meters taller than Pikes Peak. And McKinley is how many feet taller than Kilimanjaro. So McKinley is right here, and this time the question is asking for feet, which is this column. So here's McKinley. 20,320 feet, and Kilimanjaro is 19,340. And again, we're finding the difference between how much taller it is, so we just subtract the two. Continuing, example 12. The next part is on schedule. So if you turn the page, a schedule is a list of events organized by the times at which they are planned to occur. So I'm sure you've seen a schedule before. We've had one up in our classroom. Similar, much less detailed than this one, but a schedule is a list of events in which times they plan to occur. So example 2 says Li Ming follows this schedule on school days. If lunch and recess together last 45 minutes, then how many hours does Li Ming spend in class? So think, okay, school starts at 8 o'clock and ends at 2:45. And lunch and recess together are 45 minutes. Okay, so we can think 8 to 2:45 is 6 hours and 45 minutes total. That's how long she spends at school. 8 to 2:45, 6 hours and 45 minutes total. Lunch and recess are 45 minutes long. So if we take those 45 minutes off of the 6 hours, 45 minutes she spends in school, 6 hours are spent in class. Example 3. On Saturday morning, Cameron wakes up at 8 a.m. His softball game starts at 10:30 a.m. How long after he wakes up does his softball game start? So if we have him waking up at 8 and then to 10:30. So 8 to 10 is 2 hours, and then 10 to 10:30 is another half an hour. So from 8 to 10:30, we have 2 hours and a half an hour, so 2.5 hours total. Okay, let's go on to lesson practice on page 643. Kilimanjaro is, and we're using the same tables and schedules that we had in our previous examples. So we're using the examples schedule from examples 1 and 2 to answer the first questions. Kilimanjaro is how many meters taller than Fuji? Okay, well here we have Kilimanjaro, and here we have Fuji. So go ahead and figure out how many meters taller Kilimanjaro is than Fuji. Go ahead and solve it. Okay, remember we take Kilimanjaro meter, 5,895, and how much taller it is than Fuji, which is 3,776, and find the difference between the two. Okay, so I can't take 6 from 5, so I have to borrow. E becomes an 8, so I borrow 10. So instead of 5, I now have 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. 8 minus 7 is 1. 1, and 5 minus 3 is 2. So 2,119 meters. Okay, continuing. B, Everest is how many feet taller than Matterhorn? So here's Everest, here's Matterhorn. We're talking feet, so we're in this column. Everest is how many feet taller than the Matterhorn? Go ahead and pause and figure it out. Okay, so Everest was 29,035 feet, and Matterhorn is 14,691. So we find the difference between them. We've got to subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, I can't take 9 from 3, so I'm going to have to borrow, and I'm going to treat these as 1. So instead of 90, I have 89. And I'm bringing 10 over here. So now I have 13 minus 9, which is 4. 9 minus 6 is 3, comma. 8 minus 4 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 14,344 feet. Okay, continuing on. How much sleep does Li Ming get on a school night if she follows her schedule? Okay, so she goes to bed at 9 p.m. and she's going to wake up at 6:30. So figure how much time she goes to bed at 9 and wakes up at 6:30. How much sleep does she get? Okay, so 9 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Okay, so 9 to 6 to be counted out. So she goes to bed at 9. So she sleeps from 9 to 10, 11, 12, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which gives me 9 hours. And then she's still sleeping from 6 to 6:30, which is another half an hour. So she gets 9.5 hours of sleep. Okay, so you can go ahead and do, that's all we have for this lesson. So go ahead and do reteaching for lesson 101. And then you can go ahead and check your answers.